Hey everybody, and welcome to the Gauntlet, where we go everything esports news. I'm your host, Captain Zeus, followed by my co-host, JT and Novaburst. And we got some games going on this week for the Overwatch League Week 15. Some of them we've seen, some of them we haven't. And I'm going to read you the list for them for 2 days. Are you guys frozen?
Nope. We just love listening to
your
you.
Your faces were so frozen in time. I was like, wait, did I just mess this up? Is that it? Okay.
I can turn back time.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. In day one, to start it off, we have Seoul Dynasty versus Chengdu Hunters. Then we have London versus Shanghai. Spicy. New York versus Hangzhou. Vancouver versus Houston. Florida versus Washington. LA versus Boston. And to conclude that day, we have San Francisco versus Atlanta again. I think they've already played. You guys are just in sync. That's awesome. Day two, we have a little bit less matches. We have Guangzhou versus Chengdu to start it off. Hangzhou versus London. Dallas versus Paris, RIP Dallas. Philly versus Vancouver, RIP Vancouver. And to conclude that day, we have Toronto versus LA Valiant. So, yeah, you guys are like two guards that are just like in sync in everything you do, like in stance, nods. Yes, Chancellor.
Yes, Chancellor.
I am the Senate.
Seoul Dynasty. About to wreck some hunters. 3-0.
Wow. Is this what you do like every time when Seoul comes in? You just like sing their name and then just...
Seoul Dynasty.
Nice.
Do you disagree with that, though?
I don't disagree with it, to be honest. Chengdu has been on a decline.
Everyone's 3-0ing them.
That's true.
So...
Vancouver could probably 3-0 them. No, just kidding.
No.
Yeah.
Vancouver can't 3-0 anybody but Boston. And that's because Boston...
Maybe.
That's because Boston is also working very hard to replace their entire team by the end of the year.
They only have Jerry. They're like, we need to work our team around Jerry. That's
what's kind of sad for Boston? They didn't even win in that race. Vancouver beat them to it. They kicked all the play.
Jeez, he is just dogging on Boston. We aren't even on that topic. Okay, Nova, what do you think? Chengdu's going to do.
Honestly, Chengdu, if we had to rearrange the Chinese teams again, they would probably be on the bottom of the list. Very unfortunate. They were doing pretty good when they started coming out, when the Chinese teams were starting. But I don't know. They lost the fire, that Panda Spark or something.
I think you got two teams mixed up there. The Sparks Hangzhou.
Panda Spark, yeah.
Right,
but so they had a big win against Shanghai. Chengdu is not a Shanghai, so
anywhere near.
So should have no problems with this, But yeah, clean it up.
It's a 3-0.
So we're all agreeing a 3-0 first match?
You just
I say 3-1. There's always there's always something.
Did you just talk for 2 minutes to tell me you agree with both of them? Our analysis was, hey, they're gonna lose.
That's it. That's the analysis.
And some meat to the bones.
Someone else is going to lose. London. About to get destroyed.
I disagree.
Oh.
I disagree.
What a surprise. Not really.
I love me some London Spitfire. I know Shanghai is
the bees.
It's a top team. It's no doubt about it. But London, I love the fire they had last week. Unfortunate they lost to Guangzhou, but Guangzhou has been on the rise, and if you watch the game, London they were pretty close to Guangzhou. It was unfortunate though that they weren't changing the comp to match Guangzhou, because if they did, they probably could have won maybe a couple more matches in the matchup. But London Spitfire, they weren't totally getting blown out of the water. And if I'm comparing them to Guangzhou, and Guangzhou, they've had big wins against top teams we've seen past couple of weeks.
So all you're saying here is Shanghai is going to win this. That's all I'm hearing.
No, I think
London
has a chance. I think London has a chance.
I agree with you. They have a chance to win one game.
I think
possibly.
They can give them
maybe.
For their money.
Oh,
I'm
hey,
gonna say 3-2.
Ooh.
London.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, let's
Whoa.
slowly roll there, buddy. I can go with a 3-1 just to give the rookies the benefit of the doubt. But I don't think they're as spicy as that, man. I mean, they ain't no hot Cheetos, okay? They can't 3-2 that.
No, they're Spitfire.
Hold on, I got a question for you.
Good Lord, no.
So, do you think Shanghai is the second best team in the league?
And Philly would be first.
Yeah,
Yes.
I can see that.
Okay, I tend to agree with that. Do you think London is higher than 9th? I don't think they're in 10th. I don't think they're in the top 10, but I think you would probably place them around 9th.
I would have to look because ranking wise, I haven't ranked these teams in a long time, but London, I feel like they're up there for a rookie team. Yeah.
Is Paris better than London?
Yes.
Okay, and we're putting them at 5 or 6, right?
Yep.
Okay, are they better than LA Gladiators?
Or either of them.
I don't think so. No.
Okay, so you're saying a team that is ranked below LA Gladiators
Can
is going to
still
be the second
win.
best team in the league?
They can still win.
And
Ranking
that's a wrap
means
here, folks.
nothing. Ranking just means, hey, you know,
It means not okay.
You're
well,
pretty
Boston's
strong,
going to
and
beat
this is your-
Philadelphia 3-0.
The Boston's
I'm
got
just
3-0.
saying.
That's it.
There's a
Ranking.
reason they're winning games. Listen,
just
I
saying.
think London is the team.
I
that
think
could
London's
break
doing
in.
good. I think London's doing good. That's all I'm saying.
I honestly think London could be one of the teams to break into the top 10, but they haven't proven nothing yet. They came in and won some games, but
They're just rookies, man.
to say they're going to come in and beat what we think is the second best team.
I didn't say no sweep or nothing. I think it would be a good match. That's why I said 3-2. That's
Them winning,
put that.
though.
Them winning them, yeah, in a very close matchup.
Man, that's insanity.
I would
You're
love to see
basically
that.
saying they're at tier with the second best team in the league. Is what you're
I
saying.
think if you're going up against a big competitor, why not go big or go home? You know what I mean? Why just go up against a big competitor and be like, oh, rankings, we have to lose? I mean, who does that? You know what I mean? You got to go in there with the mentality of, hey, I want to be number one. You know what I mean? I want to beat this top team to show, you know, my staple in this league. So, I mean,
like Staples.
we all like staples.
Oh, hey, just wanted to point out there, Soul Dynasty also picked up Slime. So that's a hella spicy addition to their roster.
It's
So
almost like he was on a really, really good team.
I know, right? It's kind of
Seems to hardly exist anymore.
weird.
I don't.
It's as if Soul is getting spicier.
We don't
It's
need
like
that.
Soul got a new player who's even better than their starting players.
Cough, cough, Toby. R.I.P. But we have New York versus Hangzhou coming up after all these two spicy matches, which I don't think is going to be as interesting as these two, to be honest.
I don't either. I think it's gonna be a 3-0.
I think
Okay.
Hangzhou has dropped in their Chinese rankings, if we're going to be honest.
Wait, from second to where? Third?
I mean, you have Seoul, Shanghai.
Wait, Soul's not Chinese.
Well, you know what I mean. Like,
You mean the region?
yeah, the region
Okay,
that
there
they
we go.
play in. Yeah, apologies.
I was like,
But
they're not Chinese, man.
Okay, so are you saying it's Dragons, Chengdu, Spark, Hunters?
I think honestly, Guangzhou could probably give Hangzhou a run for their money, and they could probably switch, just depending on the time of the day. You know what I
I see
mean?
it.
So
I still
you're
think
saying, you saying Spark is still the second best Chinese team?
I mean, if we're not counting Seoul, then yes, they can
Those are
switch.
Korean.
Second.
Chinese.
Yeah, you can switch second or third. I'm talking. Well, I'm okay.
He means in the Asian region.
region. Yes, the region.
Okay,
we'll
we go.
count that. It would be
Isn't New York in there now?
Stop
Technically.
confusing me.
Okay, look.
It's the
Let's just do the Chinese teams themselves. The ones
okay,
that are
just the Chinese teams. Shanghai would be on top, and I think alternating Hangzhou Spark and Guangzhou Charge, they can alternate. But I still think Chengdu is at the bottom. Hangzhou, they've been just in the middle of the pack recently. Guangzhou, though, they've been winning the really important good games, and they actually been like on the rise. They actually been on a pretty good winning streak. But just talking about the Spark right now, I don't know. Going up against New York, a very terrifying team. But you know me, I love upsets. I'm a man of upsets. And I'm going to give it 3-2. I did it last week, and we all know what happened there. Guangzhou won,
So
love
the
it.
only problem I have with that
Going ahead.
Is
is
everything.
Spark. I think New York takes game 1.
Okay.
So I think New York takes game 1. And Spark has this weird thing where if they lose game 1, they seem to get 3-0'd. Like, they just have this terrible. If I just look back through their history, if they win game 1, they can extend it. If they
Okay.
lose game 1, they get 3-0'd a lot.
I mean,
morale issues
Spark's a
there.
team known for hanging in there. They do get swept a couple times, but they're the teams that typically do at least snatch a map or two, and they keep on fighting it. So that's
I'm
why I'm
going
giving
3-0.
them the benefit of the doubt. I think 3-2.
I
think
really
New
think
York
that New
Needs
York's.
to win again here.
I think their thing, how it says Excelsior, it shouldn't be like an X in a box for their logo. I think it should be like something King Arthur like, like the sword.
I mean, it could be a banner technically. if
Yeah,
you
like,
want to
what,
look
what
at
the
it.
frick is up with a blue X? Like, who does that? But whatever.
That's how boring this matchup is.
It really is that boring.
Wow. Okay, guys.
We're talking
Vancouver
about
versus
Vancouver.
Houston. That'll be a bit spicy. Houston possibly try to dig themselves out of the bottom 3/4/5, I guess.
I mean,
I'm
they'll
going-
probably
3-2.
3-2.
Houston.
Wow. What?
my bad.
This seems like a Houston win all over. A team that is struggling. Houston
Really struggling.
tends to do really well in matches like that, where they can just jump on the other team and continuously jump on their corpse. That's what they're good at.
Oh my gosh.
They almost did it to Dallas. Dallas loses one game, and
Gosh.
Houston's just like, we're going to beat this horse until this horse is no more.
That's so true. And it took him all the way to the end. And they're like, I was like, hold on a second. You're not allowed to do this. It's like, yes, we are.
But I do think Houston is bad enough in some areas that they're going to drop 2 games. That's why I'm saying it's a game 5. Houston, for some reason, has this curse of going to game 5.
Or 7.
So even though I think they should 3-0 them, I honestly fully believe it's going to be a game 5.
I'm going to see it being a 3-1 just because Vancouver, the new Vancouver, they got a little bit of a spunk in them, They took a match off of Washington, which we know isn't the greatest team anymore. They have now become the bottom of the barrel. But it shows that they have some fight in them. And I think Houston will still win this, but Vancouver's going to catch them off guard. Because, you only see like 2 matches from these guys. You don't know what to expect. And no one ever pays attention to the tier 2 Overwatch. So
I'm not going to let you get away with that, by the way.
of what?
Washington being the bottom of the barrel. No, not Washington. Boston is the bottom of the barrel.
Okay, they're at the bottom.
Yeah,
they're not the bottom. How about that?
Okay. We're circling.
they're
We're not there yet.
like right there. They're like, oh, we're about to touch it.
But they won't.
But
Because they would have to compete with Toronto.
well, speaking of Washington, dude, they're up against Florida again.
I think it's a dub.
For Florida, yeah.
No.
Okay, man,
All
you
right.
must be freaking crazy. What's wrong with
I
you?
am telling you it's a resurgent.
What? No, Washington
Yeah.
has been on the decline for the last 2 months, 3 months.
This is a win. This is their sneak win.
Florida has been on the up and up, my friend.
I
Where
know.
are you seeing this dub
3-1.
coming from?
I'm telling
They
you.
literally just
right
lost their
now.
2 best players.
I know. And that's why no one's going to suspect a 3-1 outcome. I'm telling you right now.
What is happening? This is
Everything in the
so
world
stupid.
is telling you that this is a 3-0. It's
Logic,
not.
yes.
It is
See, I
1 Washington.
support upsets. I'm a big fan of upsets, actually.
Upset
Same.
City.
And I still don't I can't look at Florida and be like, "Wow, that's a great team."
Why
I
do
still
you hate
haven't.
on Florida
I
so
still
much?
haven't seen
Because
it.
they're
I don't know.
boring.
I just
they
don't
win
see.
though. Doesn't matter if they're boring.
I just don't see it with my
They play
eyeballs.
bad
Well, open up
teams,
your
though.
third eye, buddy, because they're gonna take a dub this week, just like they've taken dubs these past couple of weeks.
I can't give Florida any props until they start beating good teams consistently,
Well,
and
it's
they don't
not-
even play good teams.
It's not their fault.
It
They're getting the
is.
same schedule as freaking. Wait, who else gets bad teams?
No one.
Oh, wait, no,
I know.
this was the argument.
LA
This was the-
Valiant does.
Oh yeah, true.
They get some terrible teams.
Well, they get some good
I
ones every
mean,
now and then. They
You
spice
look
up,
at Dallas.
Yeah.
Every week they play a top 5 team.
and they lose.
You're just training, guys. They're just
You
training.
know what? That's another flaw in the Overwatch League. They don't know how to schedule people right.
It's still, Florida should
Watch
still win
Dallas
it.
get-
I don't believe in them, but
You have no faith. Watch this. It's going to be a 3-0, easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
I don't
Y'all
care
gonna see
for
it.
them. That's
gonna
the,
at
that's
you.
the correct term.
Why
You can
is
go
so
in the head. I don't care for Florida though. They'll still win it though.
I've got like a bazillion teams playing this week.
You really do. And another bazillion team. The Gladiators are up against Boston.
That's a 3-0.
Boston,
Boston is beating
right?
players. Boston might not have a roster by the time.
you know,
Let's be real here.
I'm gonna make you have a stroke right now, dude.
Oh, God.
I
Let's have a
think
stroke.
Boston could actually come out and take this to a game 5, man. They just cut off some dead weight with, was it Brucein? However you pronounce it. They
I
always
mean,
have the
that's not
weirdest
dead
names.
weight.
They cut off
Come on.
some dead weight, man. And Jerry, he's just one step closer to having his all-star team. And this is the game. This is the game that the Gladiators are going to be like, hey, don't you cut out Boston. The Overwatch is
Okay.
like, hey,
I'm
don't
gonna
you
leave
cut
this
off
Zoom
Boston,
call.
man.
I'm going to leave this Zoom call. Are you kidding me? Okay, I
you
would
know what,
respect
man?
it more if you told me LA was going to get 3-0'd because maybe they just didn't prepare for this matchup, which is possible
It is highly possible.
because
I say
they're
game
playing
5.
Boston.
It's going to be
But
spicy.
a game 5, that means LA was prepared for it and they're fighting back.
Exactly.
They didn't just give in.
And this is what's going to happen. They're going to be
That's
prepared and
ridiculous.
still not be ready, man.
That's not even
Whenever-
the right prediction for Boston to win.
It's all right. You know, it's going to happen. And
Whenever
I'm
it's
so happy for
against
it.
the Guardians at the top 10, I always have to go against the Guardians. So LA Gladiators, they will protect the top 10. Sorry, Boston, you're not gonna 3-0 any team this week or any other week, but Gladiators will protect the top 10. I'm sorry about that, guys.
Really,
must
this
protect the
whole
North.
prediction's on Jerry's shoulders. Jerry, I have faith in you. If you don't start, that's it. That's the game. You guys are
It's a
losing.
team game. It's a team game, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but they've gotten rid of their entire team. So what does it matter?
True. It's literally it's the Jerry show.
At this point, it kind of is.
And
I mean,
man,
we were joking about it for weeks, and then
it's
it
facts.
happened.
Yeah.
Kind of made me sad.
Everyone's leaving. They're like, screw the Jerry show. I'm not getting enough screen time. What the
Just
frick?
kicked my
Dang.
mic. Backstage.
You're so pissed. You're like, oh, freaking
Jerry.
All right. The end of day 1, San Francisco versus Atlanta. I think that'll be one of the most interesting matches of that day. How we
Pretty good match.
thinking? How we thinking, gents?
Out of respect, I'll let Nova go first.
Oh,
Hey,
gosh.
Sure, thanks, man.
That's not a good thing.
It is. I
San-
respect his opinion on this one.
Appreciate it. San Fran should be able to handle this, no problem. I mean,
well.
I don't think it's gonna be a sweep or nothing like that. I'll probably give it benefit of the doubt, a 3-1 right there.
I
I
benefit of the doubt.
don't, Atlanta, you know, they're a top team, but I don't think they're like anywhere near top 5.
We're
or
gonna really
such.
mess up JT, man. He's
So, I mean, I'm entitled to my opinion. Am I not?
You are, but I am so used to your opinion being grounded in logic.
That
These
is
teams are very
logic.
similar, though. Like they're, in my opinion, they're separated by maybe Paris. So it's, in my opinion, it probably is like Valiant, Paris, Shock, and I think Valiant. I'm sorry, not Valiant.
I'm like, man, you are really giving them a lot of
Atlanta.
credit. I appreciate
Yeah.
this.
I was
I'm all
thinking
good
about-
for this.
I was thinking about the Toronto match. Sorry, which is coming up at the end of the next day.
Oh yeah.
Atlanta, I think, has a better matchup against Shock because they kind of play the same similar play styles. I think they have a terrible matchup against Paris because Paris kind of plays like mini New York. And that does not work when you're like, hey, Baby Bay, just win games.
I can't do it.
Oh no, it's not working.
It's the Baby Bay show.
I think this is game 5 either way though.
Game 5 with Atlanta winning, or
Either way.
either way.
I'm gonna
Oh,
say Atlanta just
throw it
because I really enjoy Atlanta. But I think it's a game 5 either way.
Yeah,
I
but
could see either team coming out on top.
Atlanta's not a Paris. Or yeah, that's
Vive la
I
France.
meant that.
Correct.
I meant that. And
I meant that. Yeah.
I meant that. I was like, I gotta make sure I'm not thinking. And
Everyone's having
like you
strokes
said,
too.
and I'll agree to it. Shock would have more trouble with Paris than Atlanta. So I don't know where a 3-2 is coming from or anything like that. I'm giving you a 3-1.
Because I think this map's gonna be super volatile.
He's being nice.
It's gonna be volatile. Yeah. Both of these teams are super volatile. Rock lost games they shouldn't have. Atlanta
Yeah.
lost games they shouldn't have.
Yeah.
And
I
that's all
know.
because
That's
their
why you're
carries
getting
didn't show
one.
up. No,
3-1.
move on.
I don't think San
Yes,
Francisco wins
move
this
on.
at all.
We're done
I don't
with
have
this.
any faith in them. Day
I don't
2.
have faith in any team I enjoy.
I said San Francisco.
Oh, San Francisco.
Yes.
Oh, thank you.
Never
Oh,
mind. Let me take it back.
wow.
Screw that.
Take it back.
Take it back, baby.
All right, day 2, the start of the match, Guangzhou, Chengdu. And I think we all know how this is going to turn out, so no need to say anything. We shall move on. Guangzhou
I've seen this match like 50 times.
That's one thing I hate about these Chinese matches. They play the same teams over and over.
Well,
like
who
3
do you
months.
want them to play? They can only play people in their region. So
I want them to do anything.
Dude, on Valiant,
Or
they had their
other teams.
DPS. He was over in Korea playing with the rest of the freaking American teams on 200 ping and was
Well,
still getting
that's
crazy
not
headshots as Ana.
Social this.
Like you can't blame ping as the excuse in this
I've got
situation.
4 countries in
when you
between.
I
have a
mean-
player doing that on a whole different side of the country.
But yeah, you can only pull like or yank one, Chinese versus out
Korean.
of the other realm teams. You know what I mean? So you're gonna still get these Chinese versus Chinese teams. Get used to it. Suck your finger. I don't care. And you're gonna just watch them
And eat a bagel.
Okay.
and eat a bagel.
Oh,
You're gonna
yes.
watch these games no matter what.
It's so boring. We need to freaking change it up. At least
Okay.
they're adding some teams in, like London.
Your bagel.
Did you just?
Anyway, about bagels.
There's no
This
bagels.
this matchup hurts me right here. I
All
love
these-
both these teams.
all the Chinese
Hangzhou
matches hurt you.
Spark, London Spitfire. I adore these teams. I really do. And you guys can be like, he's talking about these crappy teams again. I am, because I care about these teams.
Hey, you agreed they're crappy.
You think they're crappy. I'm
Well-
speaking out of your mindset. I love these teams.
Okay, whatever you say, buddy.
Okay. But like I was saying, I think London will handle this. They will clean up house. I don't know though. Hangzhou it's definitely going to be at a game 5. I think it's going to be a run for their money because, like I said, Hangzhou alternates with Guangzhou. Okay, but we did see London. We did see London sweep Chengdu last week. Okay, but we consider Chengdu to be the bottom of the Chinese team. Now we're agreeing with the alternating of Hangzhou and Guangzhou. I still think London will give Hangzhou a run for their
Hey, JT,
money.
you awake over there, buddy?
Therefore, I'm
struggling to
sorry.
stay awake right here.
I put logic into this.
Logic's
I
not
put-
here. I'm sure he's
by
on
the
tour
way,
or something.
By the way, when I say that, make sure you put a picture of Logic in the freaking video to be
That's-
like Logic.
That's
okay.
how I always would.
Thank you. But yes, London theoretically should win 3-2 against Hangzhou. Even though I love Hangzhou, you're probably wondering why I'm rambling on. It's because I love both of these teams. Thank you.
Literally just shorten our time for all the other matches just to talk about one of the least interesting ones. I'm so happy.
Wow, what?
Wowzers. It's all this time. I built an entire house from scratch.
Congratulations.
And the amount of time you talked about two teams no one cares about.
He's all like, I'm gonna kill myself.
I care.
Well, I think this matchup JT's gonna care. The Dallas versus Paris matchup.
Woo!
He's butthurt.
I just want Dallas to lose
I think
because
this is winning.
JT's a meanie.
I think this is a Dallas win.
Really? Because you think this is a Dallas win. Where in your Oracle Ball do you see this happening? Because it must be counterfeit.
So I see in your future very much discomfort and hatred towards me when Dallas wins.
No, it's just
Here's
towards you in
why.
general.
Here's
Spit
why.
the logic.
Open your third eye
It's already opened.
and think about this for a second.
I always think.
Does Dallas have better chances against Philadelphia or Paris?
Neither.
Better
Paris.
chances.
Paris.
Yeah, the number 1 versus the number 5 team. Yeah, that's a good old comparison.
I mean,
there.
but Dallas struggled against Houston.
that
Dallas
is true.
almost took it to Game 5 against Philadelphia.
Yeah, almost ain't good enough here, son.
Yeah, it is when you're playing the 5th best team instead of the best team.
That was also, wasn't that in just like the beginning of the season? No, that was
was
against
the
San
last-
Francisco.
Oh my
Sorry,
gosh.
San Francisco. I apologized.
He apologized.
Like, oh dang it, son.
I'm calling Dallas finally breaks in, and this is the game they're going to do it in.
And I'm calling BS because
I'm
that's so dumb.
I'm waiting for the Guardian matchup. I still need them to play against either LA team to even get into the top 10. If they somehow miraculously,
Who is
I
he
can't
talking
speak.
about now?
Dallas.
Yeah, okay.
I think that was Dallas he was talking
Okay.
about.
Dallas has to beat Paris, and then we can't complain about them not being top 10 anymore because they will be top 10.
No, no.
Paris is the number 5
Error.
team.
Technically, that's how that works, though.
Error
Like-
Yes.
not found.
Error
404
404.
not found. Not found. That
How
does
many
not
game
work.
5s do they have to play with the top 5 teams? They don't get free wins like Florida does.
Hey,
Florida
hey.
gets to play Boston every week.
That's hilarious. They
Who
do.
dumb? Why do they get to play them every other week?
Florida makes the schedule actually.
That's how
Florida
it works.
plays
This
Toronto and Boston all the time.
Easy dubs.
Their entire roster, and somehow they still have L's on their.
That's because they went against top 10 teams.
The
Well, not
only
top
team
but
that Dallas has played that wasn't really, really, really good
Houston.
was Houston.
And they still almost lost, bro.
Yeah, but that's a super hype match. That's a trap matchup. They're
come
so
on.
lucky to get out of there
Trap
with the win.
matchup.
It's all a trap. I'm saying Paris is going to take this 3-1 because Dallas has some kick in them, but they're
I
not
can't
going
believe
to.
you gave it 3-1.
Because I know Dallas has some kick in them.
Well, you're
Decay
not
is an
gonna
amazing
believe it, but
DPS alone. Like, come on.
3-0 Paris. Honestly,
He's got more confidence.
3-2 Dallas.
And there comes the jokes. Philadelphia against Vancouver.
I seem to
Beat up the
remember.
rookies.
I seem to remember us making multiple bets on Dallas and someone losing it, needing to wear a jersey.
I do remember this happening at the beginning of the season.
I don't know if you know this, but actually, I don't have funds coming my way, so I don't know where this Dallas jersey's coming
I
from.
don't think you understand how bets work.
You see,
Okay, we're
I
gonna
don't
move on to
think
this.
you
Y'all could
really-
argue on Twitter. How about that?
this
Um,
is malarkey.
Vancouver
How dare
here.
you bring up my past?
Vancouver loses. Moving on.
Yeah, Vancouver loses. Easy peasy lemon
Like,
squeezy.
what kind of conversation are we gonna have?
This is
here?
just hazing. They're just beating in the rookies. Like, hey, welcome to the
Honestly-
Overwatch
Hey
League.
guys, how you doing today? Oh guys, my first day. Oh my
the most.
God.
Here, I want to set the scene of the most interesting thing that could happen. Okay, they go online.
Man, that was so interesting.
Philadelphia uploads a video of them clapping, and they don't come out of spawn and let Vancouver win. As a welcome to the Overwatch League, you beat the #1 team. You're welcome here now.
Dude, that's such a little boy thing to do. I would
be
never see them do that.
Funny, but there's a thing called they're getting paid to win.
Are they?
I mean, unless you're paying.
I don't know if
for
either
nothing.
team.
That's true. I mean, Vancouver dropped their last roster, so
My payment is glory.
we're
That's
not in Rome anymore. Okay, we need more than glory.
honor.
These days.
That's what I play for.
And the end of day 2 and the weekend, Toronto against
Toronto
LA.
loses.
It's not an interest. Why do they always end the day
Sorry,
of
Toronto.
day 2 with like the most least interesting match?
You know why?
Matches.
Because Vancouver just has to play because they were a top team. So ranking wise, they still need to play good teams. And Toronto has to play either A, Florida, or B, Valiant every week. That's how
Or
it works.
Boston. They go against Boston every now and then. Spice that up.
That's where they get their win.
Barely. They're like game 5, last match against Boston.
Makes me upset. It really, you have no idea how irritating it is to watch Florida get win after win after win on bad teams.
It's awesome. I love it. And then there's Savage's Frick on Twitter. They're the best, dude.
Yeah. Hey, Florida, how about you play someone good before you like make fun of a team that's crippled? Vancouver.
Calm down.
They've only been playing for like 3 days before that match, and they go off on them on Twitter.
It was hilarious.
They haven't even met their owner yet.
What's an owner?
That's true. Vancouver doesn't know.
They don't know. What's good management? Anyways, that's gonna wrap it up here. Let us know in the comments what you think the outcome of these matches are going to be, and how bad. What the frick was that?
I don't know.
Okay, well, I actually lost my train of thought. I'm Captain Zeus, followed by JT and Novaverse, and we'll see you guys later. Possibly, I don't know. Bye.